Hey everyone, and a welcome in or a welcome back. It's a Monkey Mar. Before we get into today's video, please click that subscribe button, the like, and the bell for notifications. Do you remember that crazy tattooed psycho man that was arrested after they found the remains of 3 bodies on 2 different properties? Well, we've got an update. They have identified 2 of the victims that were found, but they have not identified the 3rd. And then also, after this article, I want to get into the remains that were found out in California at the area where Erika Lloyd went missing when she went to Joshua Tree's Landing. I'm sure you guys know that story if you follow me. So with that, let's get into this update. Man arrested after discovery of bodies in San Luis Valley was seen killing missing woman record show. Adre Psycho Barroz is accused of first-degree murder in connection with the disappearance. And look at how these people spell. Look at this. Disappearance. And apparent death of Selena Esquibel. Alright, let's just start over. Man arrested after discovery of bodies in San Luis Valley was seen killing missing woman record show. Adre Psycho Barros is accused of first-degree murder in connection with the disappearance and apparent death of Selena Esquibel. A man arrested in connection with the discovery of 3 sets of human remains in the rural part of San Luis Valley last month was seen shooting a missing 19-year-old woman and leaving her body in a hole, according to court records unsealed this week. A witness identified as a nameless confidential informant told investigators they saw 26-year-old Adre Psycho Barros kill Selena Esquibel at a property in the Lasauses area of Conejos County, also known as Lasauses. An arrest warrant affidavit filed in Alamosa County District Court says Esquibel was reported missing in late August. The document provides the first details on how investigators linked Baroz to the discovery of the human remains at 2 properties in November. Baroz is charged with first-degree murder, kidnapping, and tampering with a deceased body in connection with Esquibel's death. Adre Jordan Baroz, a.k.a. Psycho, a.k.a. Clownface, he has a long criminal history in Colorado with the Colorado Department of Corrections. Authorities have not formally confirmed that the remains found at the site belong to Esquibel, according to the arrest warrant affidavit. However, investigators are confident that she was killed by Baroz because they found human bones in a pit where the witness said they saw Esquibel killed in late August or early September. The CBI has identified another set of remains discovered in connection with the Barros case of Myron Robert Martinez, who would have turned 38 on November 15th. The Del Norte man was reported missing on November 6th. Barros has not been charged in Martinez's death. The 3rd set of remains have not been identified. Barros has also not been formally charged in connection with those remains. It's not clear how, beyond the witness of Esquibel's fatal shooting, authorities have connected Baroz to the other 2 sets of remains. But the arrest warrant affidavit death says Baroz was being investigated in the deaths of people missing out of Saguache and Rio Grande counties. The document didn't elaborate. Baroz was arrested in New Mexico on November 19th, 2020, 6 days after Esquibel's remains were apparently discovered. It looks like Psycho Boy got a haircut, and look at his scalp. His whole entire head is tattooed. Yeah, he is a scary dude. I wonder if he is in a gang. when authorities carried out a search warrant. Yeah, they found him hiding out in that little hotel. Barros is also facing charges in a drug and weapons case out of Alamosa. Arrest documents in that case show he was a passenger in a vehicle that was pulled over on September 25th during the stop. Police found more than a quarter pound of suspected methamphetamine and 5 guns. According to the documents, Barros told officers he was leaving town and his belongings were in the vehicle. As a convicted felon, Barros is prohibited from possessing firearms. Barros has a long criminal history in Colorado that includes convictions for assaulting a police officer, theft, attempted escape, and possession of a contraband. I wonder who is the snitch that was there and told the police. They probably have him in protective custody or her. But yeah, so now we wait to find out who the third set of remains are. How sad. And a lot of people not a lot, but some people thought maybe it was Susan Morphew. I never in a million years thought that it was Susan Morphew. And Clownface saw her riding her bike and kidnapped her and took her all the way to Lasauses. It just doesn't seem like a guy with a clown face like that's MO. But then again, I don't have a crystal ball. All right, let me touch on one more set of remains that were found out in Joshua Tree's Landing, 29 Palms Highway. I actually got a comment from a family member of James, and they did inform me that one set of those remains were James. So let me refresh your memory on this case real quick. So I'm sure you remember his face if you follow me. Man goes missing from 29 Palms, 2 sets of remains found, 1 ID'd. So this was updated on 12/16/20. The remains found have been identified as belonging to James Blackhawk Escalante. The investigation continues. Update 12/15/2020. It's with an extremely heavy heart that I am posting to let you all know that we got the results of the DNA test back today, confirming that the remains found on August 8th are James. While his death is still being investigated, at this time there is no evidence of foul play. Heather Escalante. So I'm not sure if you remember the original story. James, 56, went missing in Wonder Valley, California area on June 25th, 2020. He was on his red bike, and he had gone to help his girlfriend's friend who was stuck on Shelton Road in her vehicle. James lived at the other end of Shelton Road. We went straight up Shelton, got to the intersection of Shelton and 62, called his girlfriend and said, "I can't find your friend." His girlfriend claims that she called the friend on three-way and asked her to honk her horn. She said she could hear the horn honking. James said, "I got it," and hung up. James' daughter-in-law, Heather Escalante, told KESQ News. Now we are finding out that during the search for Erika Lloyd, a red bike was found on Shelton Road nearby at 2 different locations. 2 sets of human remains were found. One near Amboy Road and Wilson Road, and the other set near Shelton Road and Highway 62 were found on August 8th. The police have said that one set is of a man. A cell phone was also found, and it's believed to be Escalante's. But I can't help wonder why police are not confirming one way or the other. One set of skeletal remains was found about a quarter-mile north of Amboy Road and Wilson Road. The other set was discovered near Shelton Road and Highway 62, east of 29 Palms. Erika Lloyd's car was last seen driving near a Lucky Park. So more information on this, because I've never heard of Lucky Park and Erika Lloyd's car being seen at Lucky Park, but I have thought I honestly didn't think I missed a beat on this. Erika's car was seen driving by Lucky Park. Wilson and Amboy Road is where one set of remains were found, and Shelton Road is where the other remains were found. Neither sets of remains have been identified. We are still actively pursuing this as a missing person case, Heather said. We just want to find out where he is. So James Escalante was found, and my heart and prayers go out to his family. And may he rest in peace. And who is the set of the remains that belong to the female? You know what I'm going to do after the new year? I'm going to contact this detective again, and I'm going to see if he can somehow give me something, anything. Let me jump into the comments real fast on my video of Erika Lloyd and James, and touch on James's family members' comments and a few others, because I am still completely confused. How does a man go to help a friend and he ends up dead with no foul play? I don't know. Something is just not right. How weird is that intersection, or Erika Lloyd and James going missing at the same time, and James' bike being found during the Erika Lloyd search? And I've always wondered this too, but first, Heather Parker. Update, an extremely heavy heart that I'm posting to let you all know that we got the results of the DNA test back today, confirming that the remains found on August 8th are James. While the death is still being investigated at this time, there is no evidence of foul play. How is that possible? So I reply, thank you, how sad. Heather says, we are very sad but are thankful for some answers and the ability to bring James home with family where he belongs. Thank you so much for sharing his story. Our family truly appreciates you. Oh, Heather, I'm so sorry to hear for your loss, I tell her. I will be doing an update on James. Do you live in that area? Unfortunately, no, we live in South Carolina, she told me. Did they ever figure out who called his girlfriend when he went out to help her? That whole area is so bizarre. So Heather is a family member of James. Heather says he went out to help a friend of his girlfriend. They stated that he called his girlfriend from the intersection highway of 62 in Shelton, stating that he couldn't find the friend. The girlfriend claims that then she called the friend on three-way and had her honk the horn. James got it hung up and he's never been seen since. There are definitely too many unsavory and bizarre things happening in that area. Yes, and the horn, very strange. Heather says, I completely agree. I still think there's a lot of unanswered questions. I think there's a lot of unanswered questions too. Who is the girl? Did we ever find out who the girlfriend was who he went out to rescue? And also, was there any way to see a cause of death in his remains that they found? Like, is there any? It's so very sad, Heather Parker. I am sorry for your loss. And I do hope they figure out what happened to Erika Lloyd soon, too, because that case has gone cold. I don't see any updates on it anymore. So, I'm going to reach out to Erika Lloyd's parents. I actually have their email and their number, and you never know, maybe they'll get back to me and want to tell me their story, because too many people are missing, and it's time to stop this madness in this world. May James rest in peace and his family get answers to what happened to him. And Erika Lloyd, may they find some closure for her parents and, of course, her son. Shame. Selena, rest in peace, 19 years old, way too young. And it's just really sad to be put in a hole as well as Myron. May Myron rest in peace. And this crazy clown face, may he spend the rest of his life in prison. Alright guys, with that, it's a wrap. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for watching. Please like or dislike, whichever you prefer, and subscribe. Everyone have a good day or a good night wherever you are in the world, and stay vigilant. I am out.